Yeah, and the Tusker does get picked up for cybercats, so there is some initiation coming through here from the side of cybercats. Lockdown potential as well with the punch, with the shards to literally lock down an area. Provides a decent anchor point coming out for cybercats, but is this enough coming through, do you think, in terms of... Because I assume this is going to be... Have you seen a lot of Tusk position 3, or do you think this is going to be the 4 here for cybercats?
I'm hoping it's a core, either mid or off lane. I don't want to see it as a support. If it's a support, we're again going to have two supports that just don't do the damage on their own. They're going to be needing the help of the cores, and you can always going to be able to pinpoint where the fight is coming from. The Zeus coming out, okay, now you're dealing with the damage problems, but again, I wouldn't want the Zeus to be the only target, because then HellRaisers, they're going to know we hunt this guy down. This is our target. So I'm curious to see how they round up this draft, where they're gonna put each hero. A position 3 Tusk with a 4 Zeus sounds okay as well. A position 3 Tusk with a mid Zeus sounds okay as well. So a lot of ways to actually flex this on the side of cybercats to make it look pretty decent. I just am not sure if they want to play the 4 Tusk. I'm seeing some damage lackings if they do so.
Yeah, I completely forgot that we've seen mid Tusks coming out, and maybe that might be the flex if... because the next pick from HellRaisers, if it isn't a mid laner, they might think that Tiny's going to be the mid laner, so they could run the Tusks and the Tiny in the mid lane, the Zeus in the position 4, like you say. So, yeah, the Tusk, I do like that they're going to be able to flex this coming through the draft here now as well. HellRaisers, what's it going to be? I mean, like I say, Tiny Enigma, Winter Wyvern already picked up, but you're going to be looking for a Watson hero. Probably, I mean, they do have last pick, so they could save Watson's hero till the last pick if they wanted to, and reply to whatever comes up with Cybercats. I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to say Drow Ranger. Just because I just want to see this hero once, and I know you have to put up with me for the entire DPC of spitting out random heroes, but it's going to be the Earth Spirit that comes up for HellRaisers. But yeah, I'd like to see just something different for Watson. It doesn't particularly have to be the Drow, but, this is the time, right? You get an extra game, something to try something new.
Yeah, it's time to try something new. Guys, are we gonna make Rob happy, or are we gonna make ourselves and our organization happy by going into Division 1? Well, obviously, Rob is our boy. Let's go, Drow Ranger. I don't think it's necessarily, even if you do want to play the Drow, Tusk is the worst hero to do so. You don't want to play the Drow into a Tusk. If he lanes against you, you're just dead every single time. So I would skip that one right now, even though I am a Drow fan as well. It is a pretty specific hero in Eastern Europe. It isn't being played in Western Europe. It isn't even being played in pubs. So I'm thinking we're not gonna see it anyways. But against the Tusk, even if it was being played, a lot of teams would just skip it. I'm just curious to know where this Earth Spirit will be going. Will it be the Enigma Earth Spirit lane with the Tiny going for the core role, or will it be an Earth Spirit mid, which actually would be quite good, considering that Miero played the Pango last time. He got doomed every single time, didn't get to roll. Now we're gonna see him rolling.
Yeah, quite literally rolling, maybe. Yeah, and looking at HellRaisers, going back to actually being serious. Apart from now, you're saying that the Drow Ranger is not being picked up, so that's the obvious thing, that Drow Ranger needs to be buffed a little bit, but. Yeah, going back to being serious, Watson, his hero is being left for last. He's going to be able to reply to whatever cybercats look to pick up here. But looking at what they've got so far, because there's a decent amount of stuns, there's going to be the Juggernaut being banned out. But would you look to something like the lifesteal for this, or is it, do you go back for one of his comfort picks, the Luna, the Medusa, which I think, or the Terrorblade, which I think all three of them are there. What is it that you want HellRaiser to be looking towards picking up?
Terrorblade I would skip, but just because of the Zeus, now because of the Necro as well. I would be okay with the Lifestealer, but it is not really their approach. I think Medusa does look like a pretty decent hero here for HellRaisers that you mentioned. I know that he likes playing it on Watson, but if it is a Medusa, then this is putting the Earth Spirit, or maybe, okay, it might be a Tiny mid. I'm just speaking nonsense here. I'm just hoping that it is an Earth Spirit mid, though probably not. So out of those heroes that you mentioned, I think the Medusa makes the most sense out of what we've seen from HellRaisers thus far.
Okay, well, we'll see, because he's got himself 25 seconds left for this pick here. To find his hero, the Night Stalker and the Monkey King, the final couple of bands. And what is it going to be here from HellRaisers? What do they want to be putting Watson on? It's going to be
on the Tiny.
Tiny, okay. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I'm just a little bit disappointed.
No, why? Why is that? You know,
Just
you get the Rabel Batrider with pretty much no counters on the other side.
We always see tinies in matches, and I wanted something a little bit different. The Batrider is quite nice. Being able to put that onto Rabel as well. Going to be coming up against a mid lane Zeus. But it also seems it deals with the Necrophos quite well, right? With the sticky napalms and fireflies coming out with the lasso as well. Even if he tries to use the Ghost Shroud, you're still going to be able to do damage that way. So I do like the pick in the bigger picture kind of lineup, but I'm just a little bit disappointed that Tiny's going to be a core.
Dude, he has a Christmas tree. You were
It's the middle of summer.
That you were hot, so at least he can remind you on the cold weather a little bit, and you're hating on him. Either way, I think that HellRaisers made the decision to put the Tiny in the safe lane when they saw the Necro, because they took some time there, but they decided that the Batrider was the best way to go. The carry Tiny, obviously not as strong as he used to be. He is still very, very powerful. He can be a problem to deal with, and when it comes to a Tiny fighting a Weaver, well, a Mountain would usually be heavy enough to crash, to just stomp a bug. So it does make sense that you're gonna be running that one. But either way, HellRaisers, they looked really dominant in the previous one. I just don't see this Batrider being in trouble. I'm gonna be looking at this position for Tusk. That again, not something I wanted to see, but he's in my opinion the X factor here. If Fezor can make sure the Bat has a bad time, if he's in a good position to save his use, turn the aggression of Rabel around a few times, and kind of slow down, but the Batrider every single time just kind of commit on him. That is the path to victory. Because if this boy on the Batrider starts flying over everyone, the game is just over. You need to shut him down.
Yeah, and you can see as well that you got a smoke out so that you can get an aggressive ward here for Rabel as well. I really like this ward placement, just coming through the smoke comes out, so you get that extra movement speed, you get yourself up, the smoke doesn't break, so there's no one waiting on the high ground there for you, and you just get this ward down, which is going to give you the vision. They are going to be able to drop out one of their own H2O. He does have a sentry, so does he guess right here? Or does he just want to save the sentry for camp blocks?
Nah, you're not gonna guess unless you are certain you're not gonna place that sentry. You do need them for the lane. It is nice to get a D ward, but obviously you can't just guess it. You need to get close to the tower. You need those tower attacks, but HR are in good position to be ready for it.
Yeah, cybercats are going to be stepping up and getting aggressive here. Watson rotates in. He's going to be dropping a couple of right clicks with the tree. Ice shards come through. He tries to dodge him off. He's going to get that little gap as well, so he will be able to get himself back up onto the high ground and dodge off. But this time it's going to be going the other way here. 3 bouncy runes go the way of cybercats, and HellRaisers have to make do with 1.
Yep, that is the weakness of the Enigma. Pretty much their level 1, other than the Winter Wyvern, is quite weak. So HR, they understand it. There is no reason to fight. They are actually gonna start with the Earth Spirit on the bottom lane. To be honest, Necro is one of those heroes that you can threaten level 1, and there isn't much he can do about it. The Arctic Burn is a very strong spell, and pretty much the Earth Spirit will be there just at the time that it comes back off cooldown.
Yeah, so we'll see what he can do here. Does he want to try and get himself in for... He's going to be rotating around the back of him. Maldi, like you say, he does have that Arctic Burn available, so they're going to be going on to Focus. Focus, he tries, he's going to be using that Death Pulse. The kit comes in already, and the Ice Shards, it might be keeping Focus alive for a little bit longer, but do they have enough damage to take him down? Gilger stepping up, one more right click might be enough. Is it going to be enough? It will be. Maldi picks up the first blood. And yeah, Focus, he tried to get himself out of this, and now Gilger can just TP himself to the top lane. And yeah, good start for HellRaisers once again.
Yep, we're seeing this more and more in the Eastern European region. They're starting off as 3 on one lane just to be able to punish one of these greedier offlaners, like the Viper, like the Necro. It is a very cool approach. Necro is very slow, and he doesn't like being threatened early on. There's really nothing he can do apart from just attempting to run in 280 movement speed. People tend to talk about the CM. Okay, Malady, we're gonna have to look at him die. They tend to talk about the CM and the Shadow Shaman, but this guy is equally as immobile.
Yeah, and the ice betrays the Winter Wyvern there. He does get taken down. The ice shard's a really nice placement. Coming through from Tusk. Tusk is going to be able to get the D1 now as well. So this camp will be back to... maybe not, because if Malady moves himself over, might just go for the manual block. If he can get himself there in time. Yeah, in fact, he's going to get himself in just at the right time. The Arctic Burn going to be used, and Phasor has to run himself away from this. Going to be taking some harass. And Malady, he's going to be fine. No, the snowball does come through here. Going to be able to get the stone to Malady. Ice shards once again. The Death Pulse going to be used. He's going to be enough to take down Malady because Watson wants to step right up into the face of the Tusk to toss back underneath the tower. And Phasor could be in some trouble for the tower shots coming through as well. The Splinter Blast as well. He's going to go down to the tower. And Watson carries on going on to focus, even throwing his tree at him.
That fight lasting a bit longer. I just got impressed by the he's gonna be blocking the camp manually. Yeah, that's a pretty cool way to put it. You know, you are it's not just you're placing a ward, you have to do it yourself. So yeah, I guess manually would be the right way to call it. But that's just a beautiful toss coming out from Watson. One of the better plays I've seen so far. Though this mid lane, it's going really well for the Zeus. The Batrider is known to struggle in the early stages of the lane, and I have to say, the Zeus is actually a pretty decent hero to lane against the Bat. If the Bat wants to commit, you use your Heavenly Jump, and you know, you will keep your distance.
Yeah, and how do you feel about the Heavenly Jump being taken off the shard and being given as technically a level 1 spell here for the Zeus? Do you think it's as broken as people are making it out to be, or is it just being, you know, making a mountain out of a molehill here with this Heavenly Jump?
It is pretty strong. I think the reason it is pretty strong is that it got buffed. People were sitting on it. I think Heavenly Jump was pretty solid even before the buff, but because no one was playing this use, then Ice Rock is like, okay, I'm gonna make this spell OP, bam, so that everyone starts playing it. I think if it gets nerfed just a tad bit, maybe not to where it was, but just slightly more than this one, it's gonna be a bit more okay. It might be a bit OP, but just because of the stats and the slows for how long they last.
Yeah, Shigetsu's going to go down on the top lane. H2O being pushed away by the Eidolons as well. So HellRaisers having an alright time in their mid lane, but the other two lanes going quite well. The bottom lane now as well. Watson tries to run himself away. The Death Pulse comes out though. Watson, his luck might have run out here as Phasor. He's got those shards up in 6 seconds underneath the tier 1 tower, but the Cold Embrace comes out from Mali. Going to be able to keep him alive now as well. The Splinter Blast going to be used here, and Watson underneath the tier 1 tower. Ice shards are going to be used, but the trees, it traps him out. Looking for the vision. The toss comes back onto Malady now as well. So focus. He's going to be in so much danger. Watson's keeping himself alive. How is he still alive? The avalanche going to be used. It's even more survivability coming through now as well. The tree toss onto Focus. Focus trying to run himself away from this. No mana here for the Splinter Blast onto the Winter Wyvern, but he does have those 1 charges. Ice shards, but the Cold Embrace once again. And Watson, how does he live through that?
The infused raindrop, that toss away of the Necro, his raindrop was on cooldown, and because he tossed him away, he actually got the raindrop back again until the snowball came over. Every single one of those spells would have killed him if he didn't have it. And you know, this raindrop sometimes reminds people of a tear, and I think it's gonna be the tear coming out from the eyes of cybercats, because if they had gotten that kill, they would have had the urn on the Necro, and it would have been so amazing for them. But because of this, it's just gonna be so tough for them to continue pressuring this Tiny, because guess what? The Necro just doesn't have that much mana any longer.
Yeah, and it looks like you say, that Watson can just sustain on this lane because he's going to have the Cold Embrace. With the obviously the raindrop there as well. I was going to call it the teardrop then. But with the Cold Embrace coming over from Marty, you know, he's got 1 point into that, so Watson's going to have to sustain. He's not even going to really be bothered about too much regen. He's got himself a salve if he needs to hit that panic button, but for the most part, he's looking quite good here, and you can't really make ashes out of rocks, so yeah, he's not going to get in that urn just yet. And it's just going to keep him going on this lane. Okay, he doesn't have the most last hits here. 21 last hits to the 24 of the Necrophos. You know, the Zeus, the Weaver looking quite good as well. But it just means that he wasn't pushed out of the lane. He wasn't pushed further behind here from this. And even getting a couple of assists, it is going to push him up the net worth.
I actually thought Rabel was in trouble there, but the Zeus doesn't want to commit. Actually, he doesn't have that much mana is the issue. When you don't have enough mana for the Thunder God's Wrath, you can't get the kill. That was a really big committal from the side of Cybercats to secure the rune for the Zeus, and they still aren't able to do so. So that is a big hit there for sure.
Yeah. H2O, he's going to be rotating himself around, just following the Earth Spirit back to the lane after that mid-engagement, like you say. So H2O is going to try and come up behind Mero, but Gilga's going to be able to come through. The Swarm's going to be used now as well. So if you want to try and go, the Malefice has already gone on to Shigetsu. Shigetsu needs to get himself away with the Sakuchi, as that Malefice does start to proc. Mero going to be taking a lot of damage as the cogs do get dropped now as well. H2O going to be taking even more, though the kick comes out. They might be able to take down the Clockwork first. H2O, one more right-click. Gilga will pick it up, and now Shigetsu needs to get himself away from danger with that Sakuchi. Not the fight that he wanted to take there as soon as he dropped those swarms, and just couldn't get himself in close to do the damage with the Sakuchi because of those cogs.
He knows that the Enigma is gonna hit level 6 soon. With the Clockwork falling low, he knew that it was dangerous. Obviously, after the Clockwork kill, they still didn't hit level 6 on the Enigma, but it was very close. So I think that's a good heads-up play coming out from Shigetsu, understanding that he can very easily lose his life there if he's not careful.
Yeah, now the battery still's going to go. Gilga, though, gets that kick off. It doesn't actually connect on Shigetsu. Do they want to try and follow up? It's going to be the Malefice once again onto H2O. There's going to be the Rolling Boulder coming through now as well. Swarm does get used. The cogs gets dropped, and H2O, he's going to get low, but will he go down here? One more right-click. Gilga's going to get into the Thunder God's Wrath, comes out, claims that kill. Okay, but Mero's going to be left up here, and H2O is going to get really... It actually should go down to the Malefice. One more tick with the right click. Yeah, Mero picks up that kill, and Shigetsu, well, Mero has her brown boots out, but there's going to be the Tumbler's Toy for Weaver to get that little bit of a gap between the two heroes.
I really like that cybercats are putting this ward next to their outpost. They're really making sure that the Zeus doesn't get caught by the Earth Spirit. They know that the Batrider on his own isn't gonna be able to kill the Zeus, but with the two of them, they can easily get the kill. So they're constantly putting this ward there over and over again just to stop the rotations towards the Zeus. It has saved Igor's life for sure, because the Earth Spirit just can't roll towards the mid lane. That's a pretty big one.
Yeah, bottom lane, the shards are going to be coming up. DK Focus taking a lot of damage, so is Watson. That's going to be the Death Pulse chasing him in. The spooky, scary skull chases Watson back underneath his tier 1 tower, but again, he's going to be fine. 1 point still into the Cold Embrace. Winter Wyvern, a decent amount of mana going towards those mana boots as well, so he's going to be able to spam this spell if he needs to. As Watson, he already used that salve, so he can put his, yeah, you can see now as well, he's putting his items away. He's just saying, drop that Cold Embrace on me, I'm going to get full benefit from this as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get 2 points in it. The Tiny is one of those heroes that has really high HP pools, so having more points in the Cold Embrace does make sense, and it actually does increase quite a lot from level 1 to level 2 in terms of percents. But now the Batrider coming towards the bottom lane. They're done with this Necro. They want him dead, and with the Bat, it's gonna be more than easy. Yeah,
they're gonna be able to pop that Flame Break. The toss comes in as well as the lasso into mid-air, so he's gonna be pulling tricks here with the rope. But Rabel is able to claim the kill into Focus. Watson takes down Phasor, and a really nice rotation there from the Batrider immediately into this lane and out again. But the Earth Spirit could be in a little bit of trouble. There is going to be H2O moving down. In fact, it's not going to be H2O. Well, it is going to be H2O that's trouble, not the Earth Spirit now as well. The cogs do get dropped with the Malefice. The damage coming through from the Eidolons as well. Even uphill, it's going to be a lot of damage to Black Hole. Gets thrown out to Shigetsu. Ego's going to be rotated in, so they get the kill into Shigetsu. And now Gilga is taking damage from the Zeus. The snowball comes through and gets the kill onto the Earth Spirit, but he's just fine. We took down your Weaver, we took down your position 1. It's well worth his life to go down there.
HellRaisers, they know exactly how to play against cybercats. There is no doubt about it. They have watched every single one of their games. They know where they like to storm around. It's around the mid lane, and they are just making sure that every single fight is in the side lane yet again. You know, their Spirit will gladly take the hit there for the Weaver kill, and now he even has his level 6 with the book. So finally, it's gonna be Igor that is the target, and Weaver without the TP, he cannot assist his buddy.
Yeah, Rabel. I'm hearing the Rolling Boulder, but it looks like it's just to move over here. Gilga, Watson, he's going to be able to take this down with the tree. Moving himself. Who took the... Did he keep it himself? Yeah, he still got the broom handle there for himself. So, Malady, he is level 6, so he's going to have that Winter's Curse now as well. A couple of tower shots going on to Focus. H2O, he was hunting. He's got that hook shot available. Malady is playing away. There is going to be a 4-hero rotation in, though. Watson nowhere near this, and Malady might even be able to get himself away. The snowball will connect. Eye shots might follow up as well. No, they're not even going to be able to get the snowball on. And Malady, he flaps his way to safety there.
And this is how you want to play the Enigma. You want to overtake the enemy jungle. Even with 2 wards there, cybercats don't feel comfortable going in. Weaver, is he really gonna die? Nah, he's fine.
Yeah, he's going to be able to use that time lapse, get himself back to safety. Gilga with the Rolling Boulder. It is going to be interrupted though, so he will go down. But this is just a sideshow, you know, he's pulling the aggro away, like you say, from the Enigma, who's doing damage to this tier 2 tower. He's claiming all of this jungle space. He's going to be able to get himself the Wraith Pact soon. How much gold is that? 100 odd gold from being able to claim that Wraith Pact at minute 11, so minute 12 before he gets that one out. Meanwhile, you know, there's going to be the rotation through. The Reaper Scythe does come through. Rabel's going to get taken down. Shigetsu claims the kill. I think that was the Thunder God's Wrath. It was the Thunder God's Wrath committed there as well, just to make sure they definitely got the kill onto Rabel. But, again, it's just creating space for Mero here in the top part of the map.
So this is pretty big for cybercats. You know, they are making sure that their Weaver is having a good time. We know Shigetsu is really good on this hero. Sure, he didn't get to play a really good game in last time around, but this time around he's actually having a decent time. He's top of the network chart. His movements are quite good. He did get a chance to come and fight in the mid lane, and after that he just shines because he reads the map from the mid lane so nicely once he makes that first rotation. This time around, Maelstrom very early on, he's gonna have a Dragon Lance in no time, and you know, the Batrider dying once, that's the most important thing. Shutting Rabel down as much as possible is your goal, and if it means your carry gets a little bit less farm, well, you should still do it because this guy will burn everyone down to a crisp.
Yeah, do you think Rabel, I mean, he's got the BKB into the Blink Dagger queued up. Do you think that he should be going for the Blink first to be able to get the jump onto Shigetsu and stop him from being able to get the time-lapse away from the lasso? Oh.
It might be the way to go, though. I'd still rather see the BKB first.
Okay, well, the hookshot's going to be coming onto the Enigma. Mero, what can he do with this? He's got that Wraith Pact down now as well. He might be able to go even further. The lasso will be used on the backline here to get the drag out onto Shigetsu. So Shigetsu, they're going to be able to go onto Ego. Ego will go down here. And Gilga takes down H2O. Focus. Oh, he's not going to be able to get himself away from this one. The Ghost Shroud will come out, but what's he going to do? He can do nothing but burn and be taken down by Mero. And this just, you can see Watson's like, while this fight's going on in the diagram, just saying, cool, I'm going to take this tier 1 tower. He's got himself half of the Moon Shard out already. You know, I think after that he goes back for the Aghanim Shards. So he's assembling the shards to power himself up like the pieces of Exodia here to get himself into that position where he can just wipe the floor with cybercats.
We are still sad about that, you know. We don't mention Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Either way, the thing is, HellRaisers, even though they did give away some kills on the bottom lane, they were always controlling the top part of the map. So when the time came for them to storm down the mid lane, they just came from multiple angles, and you can never be ready for that, especially with this strong of a team fight on the side of HellRaisers.
Look at this, he just died onto the Clockwork. Clockwork trying to do the best he can. He's even going to be throwing out the hookshot to try and get himself away from the danger. But the danger, he's just going to burn down Rabel. He sets him on fire. Metal doesn't really do good with fire now. It looks like they're going to be able to get the stun off onto Mero with that lightning bolt to stop the Black Hole. Focus still taking a lot of damage as Shigetsu gets in here. Mero can get himself out. The Reaper Scythe is going to use the Thunder God's Wrath again to secure that kill with the Reaper Scythe. Phasor trying to chase down, but Malik's going to be able to drop the Winter's Curse just to stop Phasor in his tracks. Gilga, he gets the Rowan Boulder away. He's going to be fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, a bit of a mistake coming out from Miero there. He had a double man black hole there for like a second or two, and he hesitated. The time that he hesitated, Igor used to get himself out of that one, and then with the lightning bolt, he was an easy guy to cancel out the black hole immediately. If he had gotten the double black hole there, it would have been a disaster for cybercats. But still, even with all of this, every single time HellRaisers are losing a fight, it's on the defensive. Cybercats, they need to find a way. One, to smoke towards the top part of the map, get a few kills, and then storm down the mid lane, pressure the tower for some TPs. Or two, just completely overtake the bottom part of the map and don't react to the top part. Always just be in good position so you don't have to react. If the game continues going this way with HellRaisers just forcing fights on the top lane, deep, close to the cybercats towers, it's never gonna be you get a kill into something else. You're just gonna get kill here and there, and you will always be on the back foot. Ultimately, you will lose the game that way.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, Enigma, he's going to forgo the BKB as well to get himself into that Blink Dagger, so he wants to close that gap mid lane. H2O could have been in a little bit of trouble. The Rolling Ball is going to come through now as well. He's already dropped the Battery Assault. What are they going to be able to do here? They might be able to get themselves onto Rabel, but Rabel, he's got that Firefly down. He's still got the lasso. The kick comes out onto H.O. as well, but Shigetsu, he gets the kill onto the back right of the chase onto Gilga. Gilga, can he get himself away from this one? The Winter's Curse will be dropped, and that's going to be the death of the Clockwork, though Marty, he might pay with his life for this. Cold Embrace does come out, but Zeus is still going to be able to stand, deliver a lot of magic damage, and get that kill onto the Winter Wyvern.
That was so fortunate for cybercats. I don't know if you saw what happened, but the Clockwork placed the sentry, and that lingering vision from the sentry saw the Earth Spirit. So suddenly, you know, cybercats, these guys that should have been caught there in the mid lane under enemy vision, just saw where their enemies were and prepared for that engagement perfectly. They are targeting the Battler every single time, and he decides to go for a blink. But to be honest, we're seeing that he's really struggling just because he doesn't have that BKB. So hopefully for him, he's gonna be able to get some big initiations with this item.
Yeah, I think, again, I suppose it is just the gap close that you need for the Weaver to stop the Weaver from getting that time lapse off, but he does really need both items after the Boots of Travel do come out. So Rabel, he's going to be looking into the jungle to farm. Meanwhile, on the top lane, do they have any vision on this? They do see Fogus as well as Phasor here. There's a black hole in 24 seconds. The Midnight Pulse has been dropped, so they're going to be able to do a lot of damage to the Tusk. Tusk, can he walk himself out of this? I don't think he can, as he's going to be stunned up, and Gilga claims that final blow.
There is tranquility in death.
That's the as perfect as a kill can get. No commit at all, no chance for a turnaround, and you just keep him away so that he cannot snowball to any of the creeps. That is just beautiful coming out from HellRaisers, you know.
Bottom
just
lane.
Nothing too flashy. Bottom lane.
They're going to be able to get the hook shot onto Rabel. Rabel can get himself away from this. He's trying with the Firefly. He's going to just be up on the cliff, but no. Shigetsu gets it here. He's got the Maelstrom. He was doing damage, so he's going to be able to claim this kill. Malady's going to try and run himself away. And it's also going to be the Blink Dagger for Malady. So
top lane.
3 heroes. So let's take a look at the top lane here. Necrophos going to get himself away from the danger. The Black Hole will be committed onto this. Rocket Flow going to be doing a little bit of damage to Mero, but the Avalanche comes through and Mero claims this kill. Now the Snowball. But this is going to put him in a 3 versus 1 situation here. So Phasor, Midnight Pulse gets dropped once again, and it looks like the Tusk's going to get dropped. Couldn't get himself away from that. And yeah, it was a little bit of questionable decision there to come into the Snowball once the Necrophos is already dead.
Okay, I like that cybercats made a pretty solid decision not to fight on the top lane on enemy terms. So they leave the Necro alone there. He's trying to defend as long as possible while the tower is alive. HellRaisers don't want to dive. But once the tower died, obviously your Necro will go down. I think you should have just been happy with him going down and not giving a bonus to the enemies. But you know, sometimes you just get pulled into it.
Oh, they've got the hookshot onto Malady. Malady does get the D-Ward. He's going to be able to drop the Winter's Curse as well. Zeus, though, with the jump, will still be able to get the kill there with the arc lining onto through the Cold Embrace. And Watson just needs to get himself away. He has the shard. He has 2 shards, the Aghanim and the Moon Shard. Gilga, he's up on the cliff. He even gets the kick away. So the Snowball's going to come through, but this might actually just put Phasor into danger once again. The Avalanche, the right clicks, the toss right up into the air. One more right click. Watson claims himself another kill here. 3-0-5. And we've not even really talked about Watson for the past 5-6 minutes, but he's slowly been silently farming up, you know, getting those items, and he's going to be going towards a Blink Dagger as well. So looks like it's going to be a team of Blinks here on the side of HellRaisers.
Yep. You jump on the Weaver, he probably dies. You jump on the Zeus, he probably dies as well. It's gonna be very hard for cybercats to survive. I liked cybercats' moves there. They might have lost the tier 2, but they immediately smoke up and take control of their outposts. They know they have to have some kind of an access to the Roche Pit, because HellRaisers, they would like to force it out at some point. They're not the greatest at taking it, but they have really good fight around it. So the cybercats, you at least want to have an access point. If, let's say, the Black Hole gets used, the Winter's Curse gets used, and you lose only 1 or 2 heroes with buybacks, you can win that fight if you do have the outpost to TP to. So very nice move from them. Not a very nice move to lose your Clockwork, and yet again HellRaisers are just playing the top part of the map constantly.
Yeah, you can see the Malefice coming out to Phasor now as well. There's going to be the roll into the pit. HellRaisers, like you say, they just want to control this up. They want to get themselves in there. Now with the clock being down for 12 seconds, this is the opening they need. They're going to be able to space out around this high ground as well to look for the rotation in from the clock, while Watson and Mero take down this Roshan with the Eidolons as well. The Wraith Pack does get dropped. Smoke's going to be coming out, but they're going to be able to intercept Rabel. Shigetsu's going to be here. He's going to be underneath the sentry now as well. The Thunder God's Wrath does come out. Where's that hook shot? They want to back themselves away here, HellRaisers, just for the time being. So Eidolons spot out onto the high ground outside of the river. And it looks like... Was that Roshan taking down? Was Roshan taking down the Wraith back there?
Yep.
So, yeah, the smoke. It's going to be another counter smoke coming out, but Mayro will show on the lane. And what are they going to be able to do? Cybercats still sticking around the Roche pit. Maybe thinking that it's maybe stealthily being done here. Nope. Do they get the jump? They're going to be able to get the reveal. Shiketsu, what can he do? They're going to be able to get the... Yeah, the Lincoln Sphere gets broken now as well. The hookshot comes through onto his own hero. The Winter's Curse gets dropped as well. They're going to be able to get the drive by the Weaver. He's going to be able to get a good black hole onto 2. Maybe. Do they have enough damage to take him down? The Weaver will fall here. Maldi might go down in return. But Rebel, he just needs to move himself away. Gilgir too. They're both going to get low. Watson's going to be able to throw the avalanche out. So Zeus not going to be able to chase, but Fogus gets himself the double kill. So Rebel, the snowball's going to come through. He's going to be able to get the blink towards that tier 2 tower, and the flame break pushing him back towards the tier 1. But yeah, the spells got thrown out there from HellRaisers just all over the place. That, it's not just me, that wasn't a great fight there for HellRaisers.
Yeah, definitely not. It was a great fight in a way that it happened. They broke the Lincolns. The Weaver came back into their arms. They lasso him, and then they used the black hole. You cannot save a person with the snowball from the lasso. It is impossible. So the Weaver was just 100% dead there immediately, but the Winter Wyvern using the Winter's Curse, it just makes him survive for long enough, and because of it, you get the fight won for the side of Cybercats. This is no black hole, no Winter's Curse, which means that Cybercats, with the control of the outpost, they can go straight into the pit. Sure, you don't have the Reaper sight when it comes to the constant amount of damage. This Zeus is still a god in this game.
Yeah, you can see as well, he's going towards that Aghanim Scepter. You know, he's already got himself a Sanjin Kaya. It looks like HellRaisers, they are smoked up. They want to jump in. They want to try and find something. They've got that Winter's Curse up in 6 seconds now as well, but Maladi's going to be on the front lines. He pops that Cold Embrace. The back lines, Gilga's going to be fighting up against the Zeus. And what can they do with this? Maladi, they're going to be able to get the kill into the Clockwork. Thunder God's Wrath does get used. The top lines are going to be the Walrus Punch coming through here. Gilga not going to be able to get himself out of that. Where's that chase going to come from though? Rabel? I'm hearing, where did the Clockwork go? He's going to be able to get himself on top of Gilga. Okay, Gilga got the rolling boulder away. 2 heroes down on the side of HellRaisers. And that's going to be the Roche going the way of Shigetsu, who picks up that Aegis. And now it's, the chase is on for the side of Cybercats.
Buybacks ready, outpost ready, you can fight the pit, around the pit. Even if the Winter's Curse and the Black Hole were there, Cybercats with a few buybacks, that would have been good in that fight anyways. The Batrider, he is trying really hard to get that BKB, but he has put himself in a really bad position. Luckily for him, there's no hook shot, but, you know, he is still wasting some of his time that he could be farming.
Oh, meanwhile, they're going to be able to get the kill onto Mayro on the bottom lane when this curse is going to be used. So DK Focus is going to be taking some damage, but it's not going to be lethal damage here now as well. Shigetsu, Maldi he just needs to move himself away again. He's got that Blink Dagger in 4 seconds, but just using the Arctic Burn to get himself away safe, and even dropping the Winter's Curse on that. So 75 seconds before that's back up. That's another big opening here for the side of Cybercats.
Malady dropping the ball a little bit in this game. I think the Winter Wyvern's job in this game in particular is to stop the advance of Cybercats, not catch them. It is not up to him to start the fight. You have a Tiny with a Blink, you have an Earth Spirit, you have a Batrider. There is absolutely no reason for you to be using the Winter's Curse at all in this game. It's all about when Cybercats start going in, if they're winning the fight, the Winter's Curse is there to stop them in their tracks and potentially turn it around or allow your team to escape. It's one of those two, but he has been trying to make plays, and when you get into this kind of a idea, it can force out a lot of mistakes that you otherwise wouldn't have made. So Cybercats completely back into this game, position wise, item wise, pretty much they are in this one, and they are just gonna continue rolling over with the smoke. They want more. The top part of the map, they want it back.
Yeah, they're going to be making a move. They're even going to be able to find out Gilga here. The hookshot comes in onto this Earth Spirit, and Earth Spirit, the Snowball, the Walrus Punch, he just gets absolutely deleted. And, I mean, the Zeus did come back to push out this top because Rebel was pushing it in. So maybe with Gilga down, the Aegis going up, though, HellRaisers, they don't want to try and make anything happen. They don't want to push in into this. So they are just going to play it safe and back themselves away. Mayro trying to defend this mid lane, just pushing it out with the Eidolons. And I'm surprised at Cybercats. I suppose they didn't want to try and go 4 versus 4, you know, maybe give up an Aegis, something like that, with the Zeus backing up. But yeah, no, this is, like I say, with the Aegis for the next 2.5 minutes, this is their time to make something happen here on the map.
It definitely is. You are trying with your Cybercats right now to get HellRaisers to go towards the bottom part of the map. If they are there, the Cybercats still have smokes. They're much easier to catch. And it is much easier to dodge the black hole, play around the black hole and the Winter's Curse as well. So that's why HellRaisers, even though they're controlling the bottom parts of the map right now, they always need to be aware that the triangle, their own, or even the enemy one, is the best place to fight. And Malady, we talked about him dropping the ball. Well, yet again, he's gonna be going down.
Yeah, I don't know if he was up there to try and do a little bit of warning, but coming up against H2O and just the amount of vision that's being given over to cybercats with the Rocket Flare, with the Thunder God's Wrath that you can follow up, even the Nimbus being dropped now as well, that Malady, as soon as he got spotted out, there was literally no way for him to get himself out of that. Even trying to get himself up and over the cliff, it just wasn't going to happen. He got caught out and he got killed off fairly easy from the side of cybercats.
Yeah, for sure. 1k gold lead for cybercats. They're the ones in the driver's seat. The bad thing for them is that the Necro is a somewhat of a slow hero in terms of transitioning around the map, but cybercats are playing around that quite well. They're always somewhat near DK Focus, and the one that is getting out on the map is Shigetsu, especially when he has the Aegis and the Lincolns. His life really should not be threatened. So overall, at least around this Aegis, cybercats are doing quite well. The problem is, once it expires, is Shigetsu still gonna be able to stay alive?
That hook shot, yeah, and I've heard about the panel in Division 1 raging about this item, but Batrider, he's split pushing on the top lane, but he's keeping that Fey Grenade here in his items just to break that Lincoln Sphere here on the side of for Shigetsu, so he can get that lasso off if he wants to. In fact, he's going to be able to get the lasso onto Focus. He's going to be able to drag him right back into the base. Midnight Pulse gets dropped now as well. They're going to be able to get the stun on Shigetsu with the Avalanche coming through in Focus. Can he get himself away from this wall? So he pops out BKB, but what damage can he do? One more right click, he gets the kill onto Focus. This is going to be his BKB. He needs to look for a little bit more out of this, but it will be wearing off now. So technically a 1-for-1. Aegis is still up though. So cybercats, they can just continue to pressure. And that hookshot is back available to her too.
Weaver almost has a Scotty. Shigetsu's gonna be very tanky. If you get to a point where you get lassoed and you survive, it's gonna be a really big deal. We can assume that the Enigma will even go for a black hole, but that's why Weaver is trying to get to a point where he's just able to use the time lapse. If that does happen, cybercats have a really good chance of winning even a big black hole fight.
Well, they're gonna be able to get the push back onto Phaser. The Nimbus does get dropped though, so the Tusk will be able to get himself away with the backlines. Rabel has to pop that BKB, trying to walk himself, fly himself away from this. The hookshot comes in, the black hole though, catching on to two. Do they have the damage to take him down? Shigetsu's going to go fall low. He will fall completely as the Midnight Pulse does get dropped. The damage on Watson's going to get low. The Walrus Punch does come through. One more right click though. H2O. The toss. Wait, does he have the tree toss? He's going to be able to claim the kill. Gilga gets the kill onto H2O. Mero's trying to run himself away from this. Focus with the slow. But he does get that blink out of danger now as well. Gilga's going to be able to get himself towards the Arcane Rune as well. So they lost the Batrider, but that was a good fight for the side of HellRaisers in the first time for, what, the last 2-3 fights.
Yeah, for sure. The thing is, you know, the clockwork at this time of the game, if the Batrider doesn't have the lasso, he's not really worth your hook shot. We mentioned that he's your best initiation in this game, but in this time of the game, you really have to think about, I need to save my Weaver. So going for a hook shot, it's best saved for the Enigma, or if you can find the Enigma in the backlines, that's ideal. But the Weaver himself is more than capable of running down the Batrider currently, especially once the Swarm has kicked in and the Batrider goes into minus armor.
Yeah, and so how close is he to the... Does he have it on the courier? He does. He has the second ultimate orb on the courier, so he's about 100 gold, if that, away from completing onto the Skadi, which, like you say, is going to make him so much harder to kill. But just the stats, the survivability that's going to be offered here by this item, the Weaver, you know, what do you want to see HellRaisers prioritize here? Is it still Shigetsu with the lasso to get him locked down, to maybe try and get the kill before the fight breaks off, or are you going to be looking here from HellRaisers to maybe go on to Focus or Igor before you want to be going back onto the Weaver?
Any of the cores are fine for you. You lasso the cores. I think the response from cybercats just can't be good. If Malady is in a good position, which he has been dropping the ball as we mentioned in this game, but if he's in a good position, you're not saving that hero. You get a lasso, you pull him back. If you even attempt to save him, there's gonna be a Winter's Curse waiting for you, just setting up for a beautiful black hole. And you know, we're talking about this Weaver getting tankier and tankier, but the truth is, if you're in the black hole and Tiny is smashing your face, you're 99% going to die.
Yeah, Fogus, he might be the one spotted out here. Do they want to blink in? The black hole's not up for the next 38 seconds. Rocket Flare going to spot out onto the high ground here as well, so Watson just continues to farm. In terms of net worth, he is at the top, going towards the silver edge as well, which is going to be quite nice. Just in terms of damage, the extra crit as well. Do you see the position 1 tiny? Roche, he's checking the paper. Roche is going to be about a minute away. Yeah, but do you see this tiny going back after the silver edge? Do you think he goes back for the Aghanims? You know, he gets those tree volleys?
No, without the Echo Saber, it doesn't make much sense. This is a position 1 tiny. Very rarely we're gonna see them go that route. You know, he's doing so much damage. You have the shard. There is no reason to go for an Aghanim Scepter this time around. They caught the Enigma. That's a perfect grab.
Yeah, they're even gonna be able to get the Reaper Scythe just to make sure they secure this kill. Gilga's gonna put himself into trouble now as well. They get 3 kills in the space of about 10 seconds here, and a really good time because Roshan 40 seconds away. The big man, he's gonna be back up right before this Enigma comes up now. So if cybercats, if they play this timing right, they play the position right, they could potentially take a Roche.
I think HellRaisers are approaching the area control badly. The first hero that needs to be the one that gets caught is the Earth Spirit. You don't really care if he dies. And then Malady and Miero need to be ready for a counter initiation if you want to fight. If not, you just let the Earth Spirit die and you live to fight another day. First of all, he's the fastest one to come back to a fight if he does buy back. Second of all, he is the least important hero for you. But the way that they're playing, they're always leaving either Malady or Miero up in front, and you can't do it. It's just way too risky. You know, you lose your team fight putting the Tiny in front. Yes, he is tanky, but the Reaper Sight makes you just not as tanky. So I think HellRaisers need to talk about how they're gonna be approaching these fights, because they're obviously not doing everything right.
Well, speaking about approaching the fight, they're going to be coming through onto the smoke phase. Although the blink comes in, they're going to be able to get locked down onto the Zeus. This is damage going to be enough, though. The hookshot comes through. It's going to be keeping Igor alive now. Do they have the follow-up damage? There is going to be a really nice toss-up with the Lotus Orb now. H2O will go down. Malady's still trying to come in. What's Mero going to be going for with the black hole? He catches up Focus. He catches out onto the Weaver now as well. The right is coming through from Watson. He's trying to clean up. He's going to be able to take 2 down. The buyback comes through from Focus, but that's going to be another death. Phasor will go down. It looks like they might have the lockdown onto the Weaver now as well. Focus, he bought back into this fight. He's going to be able to get the kill to Malady, but now the chase is on, and it's going to be a really nice just Gilga interrupting this fight, and it allows Watson to turn around onto the damage going on to Focus. And it looks like Mero, they're not done just yet on the side of HellRaisers. They want to carry on going. Focus is going to be taking a lot of damage. He's going to be falling. That's a dieback here, and Clockwork will fall once again. So 7 heroes go down for nothing on the side of HellRaisers. No, did Gilga buy back? Malady bought back, yeah.
To be honest, Malady with that Winter's Curse, he deserved to die. That Zeus was caught, he was dead, and he uses the Winter's Curse again. I don't know what he's trying to do, but if I was HellRaisers right now, I'd say I'd kind of pluck out his R button and say, okay, you are done. You are done right now, because a perfect fight, a perfect initiation, Zeus caught, and then he almost gets away. I have to praise Gilgir there. He did find the Zeus at the backlines of the fight. You know, cybercats, they did try to buy back there, and you know, Necro almost cleaning up, but the thing is, this hero is so easily kited, and the HellRaisers, they understood if we just don't commit, it's gonna be fine. A DD Tiny is coming for your base. I don't know if even a glyph helps here, because this hurts so much.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my maths. That's just under 900 damage per swing to me, if my maths is correct. And Watson with an Aegis there as well. And Moonshot, he might be able to get the kill, but they're going to be able to get the lockdown. The lasso comes out into the Zeus. The Zeus going to be dragged right back into this Tiny's path once he comes right back up here. And the BKB is still there, so they're going to be able to go. It's going to be another death on the Zeus. Winter's Curse gets used while they clean up this Nimbus. Watson, he's getting low, but listen, they are going to be able to get the retreat off. The buyback comes through, but the hookshot now onto Watson once again. But it's going to be the Cold Embrace, keeping Watson alive. What can he do here? The toss comes through. The right clicks H2O. Going to be pushed out of his own cogs. They get the kill onto the Clockwork. But Watson, he needs to be backing himself away because the Necrophos, or maybe he doesn't, because the heal's coming through from Malady here with the Cold Embrace, so he's not going to be worried about the Reaper side coming through from this Necrophos here, because Watson's going to be back to mostly full health once again, and this tier 3 tower's going to fall.
Cybercats want to go in. They want to kill Watson. Let's see if they can do it.
They're going to be able to get the Walrus Punch off. Now the black hole comes out, though. It catches out onto Phasor. Even Focus was caught in that for a couple of seconds before he was pushed out. Yeah, the Flame Break pushes them out. But it's still going to be enough to delay that Watson can just clean up at least one lane of racks. And again, no Zeus for 40 seconds. HellRaisers, where does this stop?
Rabel and Malady are sabotaging Miero. He was probably saying, yo guys, I play a mean Enigma, and they're like, every single one of your black holes was shit, but it's because you guys made it that way. Like, shut the hell up, you know. Just don't ask for this hero any longer, please.
Yeah, and so they are going to be able to back themselves away on the side of HellRaisers. They don't want to overextend here with the two heroes on the side of cybercats coming back alive. Like you say, there's been some, let's call them, less than ideal spells being used as well. So maybe they're thinking, you know, we just reset, we take a load off mentally as well. We're going to be able to pressure onto the tier 1 tower goes down on the bot. You know, we can force cybercats to play into us. Yes, we don't have that Aegis anymore, but they're still rocking a 12k net worth, 13k net worth lead here now as well. Watson's got that Satanic up, so if they can force a mistake onto the cybercats, they could potentially look to end the game here, because nobody in this game has buybacks. Okay, Phaser's going to have his in a literal second.
This game is a clear representation of one fight doesn't lose you the game. 3 fights don't lose you the game. HellRaisers, they missed so many of their spells, but with better movements than cybercats, they're just the better team. They played the top lane longer. They were getting the lead there. They always got the better jump. They were the ones mostly on the aggressive, and it doesn't matter that so many fights they missed their spells when you get 2 of those fights to work for you, and it's still looking pretty good. You know, if HellRaisers haven't missed their spells, they would have just crushed cybercats, but you know, maybe they just got excited. We're going back to Division 1. Excitement can sometimes not be so good for you and your performance, and we're seeing it here. But still, even with all of that being said, they are proving they're the better team. cybercats, they have one more lane to protect. It is the bottom lane. They know if they stay in their triangle that the HellRaisers might come there, but on the other hand, these guys, they're playing to win right now. You're saying they're on the top lane, they're waiting for someone to show. Then you will swap the sides of the map and invade the enemy triangle once you see multiple heroes on the in the enemy base.
Yeah, and you can see here as well, like I say, they're just taking the time to farm up. The Bite Rider's gone back for the Aghanim, so he's going to be able to catch 2 heroes out at once. I like this as well, that he's picking up the Revenant's Brooch. So it means that even inside the Ghost form, you know, even inside the Ghost Shroud, he's going to be able to right-click down onto DK Focus. And it's just one of those items that, in this specific scenario, it just plays so well for this hero. The amount of damage he's going to be able to do onto Necrophos, he should be able to clean him up solo if he needs to, really.
I kind of believe we don't get to that point to see the Revenant's Brooch. The only way we do get there is if Rabel really wants that item and he continues sabotaging Miero's Enigma. So that is the way. One black hole should be able to end this game. Right now, I'm liking that cybercats are still making sure they protect this area. The bottom lane is the only safe place that you are allowed to fight outside of your base, and you want to fight outside of your base. If it comes to it, if you're forced in your base and you lose the Rosh, you are in trouble.
Okay, well, let's see, because, I mean, Watson, he's going to have that jump. He has the Lincoln Sphere on him as well. Does he see Shigetsu? Is he going to be able to get on top? I mean, Shigetsu's using that Sakuchi, and it doesn't look like there is any vision here. There's no vision here for the side of HellRaisers to see where the farm's coming through. So it looks like it's just going to be Watson. Okay, just to push out onto the tier 2 tower.
I'm liking Igor's positioning. He's always on the right side, even though he's pushing out the creeps coming out from the top side. He's making sure that he's closer to his triangle so that he can always join his team. He doesn't have that much mana though, but I guess just enough to get all of his spells off.
The hookshot, it doesn't land onto anyone. That's down for 26 seconds. This isn't opening here, but Watson, he looks like they want this tier 2. They want to be pushing pressure onto mega creeps. And yeah, so the tier 2 tower looks like it is going to be the target, not a team fight. Look at how quickly, even without the double damage rune, how quickly the Tiny takes down these buildings.
Yep. And with that one gone, now the whole map will be in their favor.
Now that was a good setup for the Winter's Curse. Magnetize into the black hole. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage. Necrophos goes down. They're going to be able to take down H2O now as well. 3 heroes dead. And I think, where's that last soul going to be onto Ego now as well? Dragging him back the damage. Even the right click's coming through. Gilga, he's looking. Give it to him. Give him the final kill. They get the reveal. They get the lockdown onto Shigetsu. Do they have the damage? Gilga, he's looking for one more right click. No, Watson steals it. But the buyback. Watson. The damage Phasor, he might be able to end up Gilga. He's going to be able to get it. He gets the rampage, the support rampage to end the game, and the tips come out. And the Nimbus, maybe just to rub it in, but that is going to be GG. cybercats, they unfortunately don't go through to a tiebreaker scenario, but HellRaisers, they are back after a tour out. They are back in Division 1.
have to say, I think HellRaisers had a lot of fun in this game in particular. You know, just trying to sabotage each other. They probably felt like they couldn't lose. Watson there, that was, you know, I understand pushing out people from the black hole, using the Winter's Curse on heroes in the black hole, but taking a rampage away from your support, well, that's dirty. In the end, you know, Phasor being a position for himself, seeing that they can't win the game, he walks in, he says, Gilgir, I'm sorry for your teammate, but here you can have my life, and Gilgir does manage to secure himself a rampage. Overall, a decent performance from HellRaisers. I know that their spell usage just wasn't on point, but in terms of map movements, they were a class ahead class ahead of cybercats, and that's gonna secure them the victory and the path to Division 1.
Yeah, so we are going to be taking a quick break, guys. We'll see if anyone on the side of HellRaisers, if they want to give an interview or if they're going to be too busy celebrating right off the bat. So stick around for the next, let's say, 5 minutes. We'll see if anyone's available from the side of HellRaisers. And then hopefully we will have an interview because, you know, getting yourself back to Division 1, that's pretty hype. But for now, we are going to be taking a break. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes with hopefully an interview. We'll see you then. So... hello guys, welcome back. We have Watson joining us. We're going to get straight into it. And Watson, that's got to feel good, right? Getting yourself right back into Division 1.
I'm really happy about it.
And so that second match, I just want to ask you about this. There was a couple of mistakes. So is Winter Wyvern going to be off the table there for the next few matches until, you know, maybe the Winter's Curse is a little bit better?
I think my rank 1 player just a little bit do mistakes, so game was hard a bit.
Okay. He was just excited, wasn't he, to get himself back into Division 1. So, there was, you know, he was just getting ahead of himself. Looking at that game, though, that second game, you played on the, you know, the Tiny. Was there any fear of you when Igor and DK Focus started to get aggressive? Was there any fear there from you of you falling behind, or were you just completely confident getting the Aghanim Shard, the Moon Shard, that you were just going to run over that game?
Yeah, I think so. We think about Tiny mid, but when we saw Necrophos, it's the last pick Batrider, and I play Tiny. But before it on Scrims, I didn't play on this hero.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
So Watson, first game you went for the Luna, not a hero we see too often. Do you think this is a viable hero, or was that just you seeing, okay, this is a good Luna game, I know how to play this hero, let's go?
It was a very good Luna game because I have a Visage team, and my passive just do damage for my Visage, and he just Visage Gargulus under sidekick with Lunar Blessing. Visage just go destroy everything. And Luna also very good versus Weaver.
That is a very good point. We did see those familiars doing insane amounts of damage. We saw you at the end of game 2 there for a second getting the rampage away from your position 4 player. How did he feel about that for a second there? Was he happy that you took it away?
Yeah, we just all give him rampage. Like I said, I will toss and you kill. I toss and I kill. I just my bad, and then he take rampage.
Okay, so it wasn't on purpose. Yeah, we talked about this without the interview. I saw you guys in the chat typing Idegas. I know that you have been boot camping in Serbia. Are you having fun? And how often do you really use that sentence for all the viewers out there? It's the meaning of it is kind of let's go, and I'm seeing that you're being pretty hyped up about it.
Yeah, everywhere we go, we just say Idegas and this. And every Serbian people like, oh my god, and they are so happy when we say that.
Do you know that the Serbian PC gaming clubs are full of Russian-speaking people playing Dota? You know, we didn't have that for a very long time, and I have to say I'm enjoying it. You go into a PC game club and everyone is playing Dota. So you guys, you have you should try to go sometimes and see, because your culture is here right now.
Maybe, but we have PC here on bootcamp and food. Like,
Yeah, there's no
so
reason
lazy
to
to
go
go
outside.
out.
Yeah.
And
And go on, Harry.
I just wanted to congratulate yet again. I'm happy to see you guys in Division 1, and of course, I'm hoping you guys are prepared for the TI qualifiers, or will be prepared, because you're looking awesome. The Division 2 teams didn't stand a chance, so now we're rooting for you, just so you know.
Oh, thank you. We'll try our best on quals.
And what's the obviously we don't want to take you too long. You've got some celebrating to do, I imagine, but what's the setup going to be for the quals now? Are you going to be taking a bit of a break before you come back and practice? You know, are you going to be going back to CS:GO for a little bit before you come and prepare for TI quals, or are you going to be HellRaisers is going to be right in and getting prepared from tomorrow?
From tomorrow, I think with Melody we go home in Kazakhstan, chill a bit, like 10 or 15 days, and after we go to bootcamp again and prepare for quals.
Okay, well, again, thank you for joining us, and we won't keep you any longer because, like I say, I know you have some celebrating to do. I'm sure the entire team's very happy. So thank you again, Watson, for joining us here, and hopefully we'll see you on a couple more winner interviews coming up in the TI quals.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
So that is going to be it for us, as well as we look towards tomorrow. We are going to have one tiebreaker scenario, which I do believe will be, if I take a look at the brackets, X3 versus Hydra, to see who goes down and who stays in Division 2. But that is going to be it for today, guys. So thank you for tuning in. Come back tomorrow for one final game of Division 2 in Eastern Europe. We will see you then. From me and Harry, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.